Yeah, good evening everyone. Am I audible? Yeah, let's start. Second chapter we were doing yesterday, dynamics of competitive strategy, right? One second. Now, as I had said in the last lecture, it's a very big topic. First thing we need to understand in this chapter is what is competitive strategy. If you could recollect, I had said, students, previously businessmen would make strategies to grow, to survive, to sustain, right? But in today's competitive world, you're facing competition not only from the local players, global players also. So you need to have a competitive strategy so that you prevail, even if there is competition as such. That was this part I had said, competitive strategy. Then, Bida, I explained to you all what do you mean by a competitive landscape? Very important question, please. Huh? I hope that was very clear. There are many case studies that are based on competitive landscape that you're supposed to know. I started with this part, students. If you could remember, see it's written also. Strategic analysis. I hope you remember this, students. I started to say, Ramya. Let's start, beta. Harshita, Niyati, beta, pay attention. See, what is strategic analysis? One second. Please understand, students. See, it goes something like this. Strategic analysis, students. What I had said yesterday, if you remember, pay attention. You know, whenever a person is going to start his business or expand his business, there is so much of financial commitment that is involved, isn't it? So much of time, not just money, time, patience, this peace of mind. And so many efforts are involved in starting a particular business. So, what he should do if he's entering not to exit but to remain, then it is necessary for him to make a proper analysis. Analysis, students in Hindi, they would say soch vichar. Now you're supposed to make a proper analysis before entering into any business. Understanding, you're supposed to understand. Understand what? You're supposed to understand the external environment. So understanding the external environment before entering in the business would mean strategic analysis. Yesterday evening, students, I had given you an example. If you could recollect, I said one should not start a business on the basis of some gut feeling. But traveling on the road, you get a gut feeling that this road will be empty. Till there, it is okay. But you commit crores of rupees and start a business just on the pretext that I have a gut feeling I'll succeed. I'm sorry, it doesn't happen like that. You don't start a business because some particular big Dharam Guru has told you to do that. You can't say, I got a dream, I'll start Kingfisher Airlines and it will succeed. No. Don't start a business on such kind of instincts. Do proper analysis, right? Strategic analysis is understanding the external environment, knowing your internal capabilities, and seeing whether there is a match between these two or not. Now, beta, what are the steps involved in strategic analysis? Please pay attention. It is said strategies get evolved over a period of time. Kindly pay attention. Strategies get evolved over a period of time. What does that mean? It means, students, strategies are not like instant coffees. You know, you put that instant coffee and the coffee is ready. Strategies get evolved over a period of time means those small baby steps that you have taken in the past, the decisions that you had taken in the conduct of your business will help you to become a big company over a period of time. So strategy that you had adopted is not something that came instantly. It was your thought process that was going, and the decisions that you have taken has made today a concrete strategy as such. Corporate level people will never take instant decisions. Their strategy gets evolved over a period of time because there is a lot of financial commitments involved. I think in one of my lectures I had given one example. I just repeat that. Pay attention. If you remember, I said we had invited Dhirubhai Ambani in the share market. I used to work that time in the share market. But for students of Bangalore, just a small point about Dhirubhai Ambani. Beta, Dhirubhai Ambani had started this company, if you know, Reliance Industry Limited. He had offered the shares of that particular company at 10 rupees. I'll tell you one thing more important. The day when Reliance Industry came with the public issue, same day, Hindustan Lever also came with the public issue. And we Indians, you know, most unreliable people, we will not favor our people, our product, our brand. So most of the people bought shares, applied for shares of Hindustan Unilever. And I know my father used to say, my elder brother used to say, okay, we were knowing we will not get Hindustan Unilever shares, or we will not get as much as we want. We took shares of Reliance Industry. We applied for it and we got the allotment. Now, beta, when they say we got the allotment, Dhirubhai Ambani was a larger than life person. Very rewarding to his shareholders, to his employees. And he had a strategy with which he was doing business. I remember over a period of time, I had also purchased Reliance Industry Limited shares. And when they used to have their annual general meeting, so for me, it used to be a big day. The reason is what? I used to work in the share market, and just next to the market, there was a cooperage ground. Their Reliance Industry Limited used to have their annual general meetings. Generally, annual general meetings are conducted in an auditorium. But Reliance Industry has so many shareholders that you cannot accommodate all of them in an auditorium. So we used to go to that cooperage ground. So there was like a live party going on over there. There's cold drink being given. There's something to eat. But people used to be very much, fascinated by Dhirubhai Ambani. They wanted to see him, talk to him. And I remember, beta, one particular year, we were all sitting as such and we had to give a particular proposal. So Gujaratis and Marwadis, many shareholders, I had friends also. So we all wrote, sir, please give a dividend of 50%. That time companies would not give dividend of 40-50%. We said we'll take a chance. We want dividend of 50%. Dhirubhai Ambani started laughing. Okay. And you know what they did? He gave a dividend of 80%. Oh my God. Meaning, Harshita, if I had invested 10 rupees in buying the share, 8 rupees dividend I get in that particular year, and plus share price by that time had become 200 rupees. So there was capital appreciation also, and 80% dividend. Wow. I know very well. Next year we went, Reliance was doing good business. We insisted, sir, now this year you should give 80% dividend. Dhirubhai Ambani couldn't speak in English. He didn't knew Hindi also properly. But languages are what just modes of communication. Some people may know good English, but they may not be as good businessmen as he is. You know what he did? We asked for 80% dividend. He said, what you are asking, money? I will give you 1:1 bonus share. Woo! 1:1 bonus share is as good as 100% dividend. And he gave 75% dividend also. That means, beta, see the way he would reward. Actually, shareholders used to be so happy investing in Reliance. But then there are people in my country who are critics. They would say, okay, in doing all this, he's the biggest beneficiary. How come? Because he had the majority of the shares of the company. Never mind. But he is giving us good returns now. Okay, take another example. We had in our country students, other big industrialists bigger than Dhirubhai Ambani, Birlas. Birlas are Marwadis, right now? Niyati, right? So, bacha, Marwadis, lots of money they have. I share with you. I was attending a meeting of Century Textiles, textile business. Century Textile students had a capital of 400 crores. 400 crore capital, mind you. They started a business by taking from the people 400 crores. And I could understand the balance sheet also. So when I saw the balance sheet, I saw in that Century Textile paid up capital is 400 crores and reserves and surplus is 8,800 crores. Oh my God. A company which started with 400 crores had reserves and surplus of 8,800 crores. So much money they have. And since I teach economics also, I felt that this money is kept idle, and money should not be kept idle. Money should be made, come on, what better? Active. If I have a brain, I should use it. In the same manner, if I have money, I'm supposed to use it. Now, we just told these people, the Birlas, okay, sir, you have so much of reserves and surplus. Money is lying idle. So why don't you give 1:1 bonus share and give 50 to 100% dividend? So these people, students, the Birlas, Marwadis, they started, they put the specs down. They were looking at me like this. Who is this boy asking for so much amount of money? And they started staring at me so badly, I got afraid. And they're asking me, gentlemen, if you deposit money in a bank, how much returns do you get? I said, sir, I may get 8% interest. Then he says, what makes you ask 100%? I had no answer. Why you want 1:1 bonus? You don't want that the company should be financially sound. No, but they are rich people, big people. And big people do not like that if other people give them some suggestions. I said, sir, your wish. But then, students, I was doing my MCOM that time. I said, sir, yesterday Reliance Industry gave 1:1 bonus share, 75% dividend. You know what he said? How long will he give and how long will that company survive? You are here, I am here, we will see. This is the biggest problem of the rich people in my country. They feel they are God. They feel they are only good, they are only correct, rest also is just Rahul Gandhi. Nonsense. Don't get me wrong, beta. Today, if you see, Dhirubhai Ambani 50, 80, 1 is to 1, 75%, everything they gave. Birlas never gave a dividend of more than 12 to 18%. Only 12 to 8. 1 year, I don't know what happened. They gave 18% dividend, never bonus. Kabhi bhi nahi. And today, if you ask me, where is Reliance Industry Limited and where is Century Textile? Your age student, my parents used to say the richest people of my country are the Tatas and the Birlas. Now, where is Birla and where is Ambani? You getting my point? By giving money to your shareholders, you don't become poor. If I said if I have brain, I should use that brain, yeah. It's as simple as that. It goes for money also. If I have money, I'm supposed to use it. You keep money in a locker. After 1 year, when you remove the money from locker, it is that much only. Okay, I'm right. If I use the money for something productive, it will grow, na. Acha, I should take risk. Why not take risk, yeah? I've come here, what to lead a comfortable life? No, I don't want comfort. I don't know about y'all, Vida, but let's be very clear, pandemic, lockdown, worst days of our life. Sitting at home is like sitting in a jail, yeah. Good, your family members are there, but human beings are supposed to go out, work, earn for their family, take risks, grow, prosper. One should be contented, so bloody you be contented. I want to cry, I will cry in my Mercedes car. You getting my point, what I'm saying? And if you don't agree with me, you shouldn't start agreeing with me. The reason is very simple. Why? I may be born poor, but I don't want to die poor. I will die rich with all the comforts and luxuries. Imagine this person, Dhirubhai Ambani, who used to sell bhajiyas, pakoras, in that particular mountain students just to earn 500, 600 rupees. Today they are a company worth thousands of crores of rupees. What was the philosophy? Give, man. You give, you get more. एक कंजूसी के जैसा पैसा अपने पास रखा है these companies and they did not made any amount of money. Dhirubhai Ambani, whatever business he would start, that would turn into gold. So coming to our example, I said strategy gets evolved over a period of time. This Dhirubhai Ambani had got semi-retired from his Reliance industry, and so he used to attend some public functions. Market D came one day and always smiling, but communication skills were not good because I told you he could speak Gujarati properly. And share market, everyone is a Gujarati. Some Punjabis are there, but still we could understand. He said, "Na, good business you want to know? Start a business which will be in the field of communication. Oral communication is not good for a country where many people are illiterate. Written communication not good, oral is better. So you should have some kind of what, come on, telephone services at the rate of a postcard." This is what he must have said in the late 80s or the early 90s. And today, bacha, imagine what he had said in the late 90s. Today in 2021, Jio has taken a shape. What shape, beta? It is having 40 crore customers plus. Something that was thought of at that point of time is getting evolved today. It takes time. Rome was not built in a day. Agree with that, Niyati beta? Rome was not built in a day. It takes time. One other example I'll share with you. Please pay attention. When we used to go and take lectures in Chennai. So Chennai, if there are 5 people in the family, 4 of them are engineers. If they are very extraordinary intelligent, then there may be 1 doctor also. So either Chennai people would do engineering or doctor, that is MBBS courses. Now we had started our classes in Chennai, and there are some students, they loved the way we would teach. They used to like the example that we would give. I was not knowing student that much, but I once said something, criticized Jayalalitha and Karunanidhi. So maybe they liked it as such and they were very happy, excited. Macha, Macha, they used to say, sir, you are our friend. Yeah, good, great. And one day one of the child said, sir, my brother wants to talk to you. Please talk to him now. I said, fine. Well, sir, we'll come to your hotel. My parents also want to meet you. I said, okay, come. So you know what happened, Vida? There, the parents are saying, my son has done his B.Tech. He's doing his M.Tech. So now what he should do? Oh, B.Tech is done, M.Tech is about to complete. Now you're asking what he's supposed to do. What he's supposed to do? He's supposed to get a job and start working. So no, jobs are not available, sir, for B.Tech and M.Tech. Bangalore also the same case I'm being told. In every family there are engineers, none B.Tech, M.Tech, but jobs are not there. In this situation, think of it. Harshita's mom must have seen the place where they stay. In that particular place, there are B.Techs, M.Techs having a good life. Some are searching for job. But there is one particular person who says, I have done a CA course. And that person is leading a very good life. Oh, great. Second, they have a good house, big car, they go for international holidays, they spend a lot of money. So when this girl was in 7th, 8th standard, maybe that time her mom thought, my daughter will not become a B.Tech or M.Tech, I want her to become a chartered accountant. Same would be for Niyati, Ramya, that other students also. Because this is something, strategy for making a CA is not that today you join and tomorrow you become CA. No, you have to toil hard. My mom used to be a Sanskrit teacher. She used to say, if you want to go to the heaven, then you have to die. Marna padega. If you have to become a CA, then you'll have to put in all the efforts what a chartered accountant needs to put. So when she was 6th or 7th standard, her mom thought no B.Tech, no M.Tech. And then she joined commerce. When she joined commerce, one fine day she says, Amma, I've got 100 out of 100 marks in accounts. That means that thought of my daughter becoming a CA became more cemented in their mind. And today, after giving the foundation course exam, after coming to inter and clearing inter, becoming CA, it is not the one-day work. It's a strategy that gets what come on evolved over a period of time. See this part, beta. Yesterday we had done all this now. Issues to consider for strategic analysis. Strategy evolves over a period of time. No, not one day strategies are made, it gets evolved. See, strategy of a firm at a particular point of time is a result of a series of small decisions taken over an extended period of time. So, what are those small decisions? Those small act of yours helps you to become a person that you are today. Okay. Then whenever you are making a strategy, there should be balancing of external and internal factors. What do you mean by balancing of external and internal factors? Internal, bacha, you have your strength and weaknesses. External, there are opportunities and threats. There should be a proper balance. Perfect balance may not be possible, but as far as possible, ensure that your strength is more than your weakness. Reason, your strength should be good enough for you to get the best of the opportunity, and weakness should not become a threat for you. C part, beta, very important for short note, risk. Risk, when I say business and risk, they're like two sides of the same coin. Today's time, students, when you're doing business, you have to face risk, uncertainties. You know very well, students, out of this, some can be insured, but every risk cannot be insured. So there are risks that you have to take. If you're good enough to take the risk, then only think of undertaking the business. Otherwise, student, you say, I got a heart attack and I died. Why? Because I, then why? You know, there are some people, they want to have a very contented life. They want to, a government job. Then, bacha, you'll stay in the same house where you are living. A two-bedroom flat in Mumbai, students, cost 2 crore of rupees. So government employee may not be able to get 2 crore of rupees in his lifetime. Yeah. So lifestyle will remain the same. Unless and until one day you join Congress party. Right now, then you can buy a particular bungalow also. Am I right? Beta, agreed na? Niyati, am I right? So beta, samajh mein aa raha hai na? So business, if you are doing, you'll have to take risk. And when I say risk, see what it says, the principle of maintaining balance is important. The complexity and the intermingling of variables in the environment reduces the strategic balance in the organization. Now, this part is explained over here through I'll just wipe out this so that I can explain it properly. Achha, many times in the exam, student, they'll ask risk as a short note. So risk is a part of what strategic analysis. When you're doing business, you have to undertake risk. Now, see what the explanation tells you and what this matrix represents. Understand, huh, beta? Very important, and some example I'll give to you. Please note it down that. See, what is it? It says, when you are doing business, there are some strategic risks shown on the x-axis. This risk can be short term, this risk can be long term, right? Then the risk may be due to internal factors, risk may be due to external factors. How you make a strategy to come out of that risk will help you to succeed in the business. So what here the author is trying to say, try to understand, beta. It is said time, short time, external. Take this case. 5th of September, come on, that you know very well, Teachers' Day, 2016, Jio was launched. Agreed? And beta, 5th of September 2016, Jio was launched. 4th of September, I think no one in India knew what was Jio. And when I started the lecture in this batch, still students were not knowing the full form of Jio. I remember one of the batches students said, Reliance is in oil. So that is why they have named it Jio. Jio is beta joint implementation opportunities. So there are many particular people who will be involved in the implementation of this telecommunication business. Abhi suno. 5th September 2016 it was started, 4th September no one knew. And when Jio came, what happened? In 1 year, students, they were able to get more than 14 crore customers. Who were these customers? These are the people who used to have a Vodafone account, Airtel, Idea, Reliance Communication, Arcel, Aircel Maxis, Tata Docomo, BSNL. They ported and they came to Jio. So for all those particular companies, there is a risk. Na? Risk was due to external factors and short time. In 1 year, what happened? They lost a big share of their market. Reason? Errors in interpreting the environment cause of strategic failure. One child had said in this previous lecture, okay, sir, why Jio was able to make inroads? Maybe because Vodafone and all those used to give 2G services. And Jio came with what come on 4G. Calls free, internet charges they said they'll take, but initially the charges were very less or free, that also. And beta Reliance did tell the government, sir, please allow number portability for 50 rupees first. So porting the numbers was also very cheaper. Till yesterday, Vodafone used to rule the roost. Today, what happens? You have a Vodafone number, the services become horrible. Imagine, student, Vodafone advertisement comes for what, 1 minute, 2 minute time, what bloody? You're supposed to improve your services. So they are acting like what? Anyway, so short time and external reasons. That can be one kind of a risk. Long time and external. See, after independence, bacha, in my country, we would have only one company making scooter, Bajaj. Acha, Bajaj students, same kind of scooter. What happened? The technology what they were using became obsolete. So obsolescence of strategy. And externally, what happened? Honda entered the picture. Kinetic Honda scooters were there, took away the full market share. I think I did tell you now. Bajaj scooter, Rahul Bajaj then gave away the company to his children's. And his children's were not interested in continuing with scooter. They instead started motorcycle. But Marwadis, they said scooter we'll make, and those scooter we'll then sell it for people to make use as auto rickshaws. Today, most of the auto rickshaws which are there are Bajaj scooters only, and they have that kick, they have that gear system as such. So they were able to clear whatever output was there, but students, they got wiped out from the market, right? Now, risk can be because of internal factors and short time. In the morning batch, I had given this example, very interesting. You know, there is one company in India, 10 rupees is the face value of share. There was a time market price of that company share was 9,800 rupees. So if you bought it for 10 rupees, the share price is 10,800. And imagine if you purchased shares worth 1 lakh of rupees. Today those shares will be worth 10 crore of rupees. So काम ही नहीं करने का. Imagine that much return. I'm talking of a company by the name Maruti. Maruti shares 10 rupees also. People, my country, beta. I'm sorry I use these things again and again, but we have many people who are good in criticizing. People used to talk a lot of nonsense about Maruti. Maruti, very good car, reasonable car, right? Efficient car, fuel efficient, good service. When Maruti car student share price was 9,800 rupees, I had purchased it expecting price will go beyond 10,000. But it did came down. Today it is 7,500, 7,600. But still, I treasure this particular share. Why? And it's a good company. Now, Maruti company, beta, was doing excellent business and they had a factory in Noida. Noida, you know, which are outskirts of Delhi. When students, the production was of Maruti Zen 800, that Noida plant was sufficient. Then Maruti Esteem, okay, somehow they managed. Then they came with Maruti Swift, best-selling car. And the demand increased considerably. When the demand increased considerably, they felt Noida plant is very small. So we have to start another plant where we'll make engines and assembling of the cars we'll do in Noida. Because from here distribution will be easy, as it is we've been doing that for so many years. So bacha, they started another plant in Haryana. Haryana government gave them some tax benefits, so they said fine. Haryana mein engine was made, Noida mein they used to assemble. They were ready with the research of Maruti Dzire also. That was also supposed to be launched. Haryana factory got started. But beta, Haryana mein people are basically farmers. No discipline. 7 o'clock shift, if they're supposed to come in the morning to work, they'll get up at 7:30. They'll come at 9:30, 10 o'clock. And if someone says, why you're so late, they start arguing. Nonsense, sir. In Mumbai, you can't have this kind of thinking. My lecture is supposed to start at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, I'm ready. In fact, 15 minutes before that, I was sitting over here. How can you take your work for granted? And bacha, one Mr. Vaidyanathan, who was the factory manager, realized this is what the people are doing. He rusticated, he removed some people from the job. And we Indian students, what? Workers went on a strike. Problem is what? If the Haryana plant is making engine, then but engines are not there. How will they assemble it, make a Swift and a Desire? Lafra. And students, the Noida plant did not have sufficient quantity of engines. So there was a fear that Swift car production will have to stop. In fact, the full factory will get closed. So Mr. R.C. Bhargav, he was knowing Haryana workers will be a big problem because the government will also not go against them. So you know what R.C. Bhargav? R.C. Bhargav, the chairman of Students Maruti Company. He got in touch with the particular company, French company Fiat. Fiat, you must be knowing, Fiat cars used to be sold in India, and Fiat had made a very good hatchback like Swift. Punto, very good car, one of the best engines also. But people in India had that time, no, they did not want to buy a Fiat car. It was a bit expensive and very high maintenance cost. So good car, but engine was good, but sales was not there. So Bhargav, imagine, this is the Marwadi attitude. What he did, he approached Fiat company and said, sir, your cars are very good, your engine is best. My factory, there is a strike going on. Will you give me engines for my plant at Noida? Fiat split of a second agreed. Yes, sir. Why? Because till the time we want to do business in India, we want to get some revenue now. We'll get revenue by giving you the Punto engines. How good they use that risk, that adversity as an opportunity. Punto agreed to give engine to Swift. Swift car had the best of the engines. Katak. Sales was increasing. Production was there. And our workers in Haryana felt, "Arey sala, kya faida?" We went on a strike. We thought we'll be able to close the full factory, but nothing happened. So they came, they said, sir, we are sorry, we'll follow all discipline as such. Then, never mind, we'll start the factory. You know? R.C. Bhargav said, we don't have any egos. Ego issue with whom? With you? No. Come. Tomorrow 7 o'clock means 7 o'clock you should join. Now, bacha, they started making engines here in this particular factory. So they introduced Desire. And so much production of Maruti, Swift and Desire came in the market that all other company students had to reduce. Had to means the sales got reduced. And this particular company took the best of the adversity as an opportunity, gained handsomely in the process as such. So, organizational capacity is unable to cope with the strategic demands. So you come with a strategy. What is long time and internal? Fiat company bacha making Punto. The worker said, sir, why are we giving engines to Maruti company? Bola, why? So we should not give engines to Maruti company. Bola, why we should not give? If we will not give, they will not be able to make Maruti Swift car. So their company will also be closed. This is that sadist attitude. Na jeene do, na jio. You understand my point, na? Live and let die. Bola, we are dying, let them also die. And bacha, these particular companies, employees went on a strike 1 day, 2 days, 1 year. 7 years strike. Why you gave engine? This is stupidity. And what the company did, company management did, they closed the Fiat company. Today you don't get Fiat cars made in India. So that became come on a long time because of internal reasons, strike. Inconsistencies with the strategies are developed. Top management think we should give engine and I should be able to pay the salary to my employees. But employees had some other thing in their mind and gone. Now that is this part, students. Ek kaam karo na, please go through this part, students. Just see. Just read this. Issues to consider for strategic analysis. Yeah. Let's start. Is it easy? Understanding now, beta? Strategic analysis में issues to consider for strategic analysis. Please now, methods of industry and competitive analysis. Understand? What is methods of industry and competitive analysis? Listen, please. Now, this is important. Very big topic. Very, very big topic. So we go something like this. Let's take an example, students. The example goes something like this. Let us say Tarun, Prakruti, you're paying attention, beta? Huh. Tarun wants to start a business. So what is required? Tarun starts a firm. Okay, Tarun starts a firm. Now that firm which is going to start will become a part of the industry. So what Tarun is supposed to do? Two things. Do an analysis of industry and competition. So first of all, when you're entering in a business, do industry analysis. Like he wants to start, let us say, a company for providing telephone service. So bacha, telecom services, if he wants to start, so he needs to know that I would be starting a firm. Who are the other players? What is the position of the industry and what is kind of competition going on? And second, he has to make analysis of himself. So this topic is methods of industrial competitive analysis. Have you listened? In this methods of industrial competitive analysis, there are 7 points. First point I've written, dominant economic features of the industry. Then beta, nature and strength of competition. Triggers of change. Strongest and weakest company, that is called a strategic group mapping. Then the next point will be likely move of the rivals, strategic move of the rivals, key success factors, and then putting everything together to know the prospects and financial attraction. Very big question. Very big answer, and in fact I would say, students, and there was a time that this question was asked once for, I think, 6 marks. And in every particular exam, they ask some case study based on this. Iske liye, please, all the students who are attending, understand, beta, very interesting, mujhe aata hai ye. Aaj subah bhi padha, I must have taught this in more than 100 batches by till now. So kindly pay attention. See, how do we understand this part? I said we are studying about industry and competitive analysis. Tarun is starting a firm and he's entering in that particular business. So what he's supposed to do? First thing, know dominant economic features of the industry. Dominant is important, prominent. Economic features involving money. all those features concerning funds, finance, profitability, costing, he's supposed to make a note of it. What kind of analysis he's supposed to do? So whenever you are entering in a business, you should know what is the size and nature of market. Please listen, understand this. When I say size and nature of market, beta, understand what I'm saying? Tell me, huh? Now you only give the answer, beta, so that when you give the answer, you realize what we are studying. Let us say one person tells, I want to start in India a company for making cars. Ramya, I want to start in India a company which makes cars, four-wheelers. And he says, the other person says, I want to start in India a business of providing cell phone services. Now, first tell me, size of market will be big here or here? Cars or cell phone service providers? Where? Come on. Achha, this is first, this is second. Where the size of market will be big? Oh, someone wrote cars. My God, Varun. Nahi beta, cars in India, pandemic, there is no money for people to buy idli today. Right now? Today, beta, cell phone services, Jio, Vodafone, Idea, they are cell phone service providers. So today, bacha, in India, basic necessity is what? Food, shelter, clothing, and mobile phone. Am I right? These are the necessities. Today, the watchman has a mobile phone. The watchman doesn't afford a car. The Kamwali Bai, the maid servant who's there, she has a mobile phone. Am I right? My driver has a mobile phone. So, this is a bigger market. The first thing when you're entering in a business, try to find out what is the size of the market. How many people would be buying my product? Whether there is affordability or not. Okay? Then, bacha, see what it says. Scope of competitive rivalry. Nature of market, when I say, that will be known from the rivalry. Whether I'll be facing competition from local players, regional, national, international players. My country is today having globalization. So I'm selling goods in India, students made in India. But there are shoes that come from other countries and are being sold here. So competition is intense. Third point, most important, there can be a separate question on this also. Market growth rate and position in the business life. All of you listen properly, huh? And whatever examples I'm writing over here, it better you note it down that. See, I said market growth rate. Kindly pay attention. I'll give you one small example. You know, one day in my country, Government of India said we should have cell phone services. The cell phone services are required. But to provide cell phone services in India, the first company that came was Hutch. Hutch, remember, it came with that small pug, that small doggy. Hutch. And Hutch, good small name, that small pug was there. People liked it. Only the name. Services that Hutch was giving were very expensive. How come? Every outgoing call, Hutch used to charge 16 rupees for 1 minute. That is too much. And they would also charge for an incoming call, 4 rupees for 1 minute. Oh, so many a times people would have a mobile phone, they would see the number and then they would make a call from the public booth. So mobile phone was just purchased, but it was not used. Charges were very high. But still in my country, there were many rich people, politicians, corrupted parasites. They could afford it. How? I don't know what work they do. but they started buying a mobile phone. And beta, one fine day, what happened? Very simple. Hutch said, listen, beta, it's important. Hutch said, we are not interested in doing business in India. Why? Somewhere they had made a statement, this is a poor country, poor people. They can't afford cell phone services. So Hutch expressed its desire to move out of the country. That is insulting. They said beggars, they can't afford cell phone services, all that blah blah blah. Hutch said, Tata, duaon mein yaad rakhna. You know what happened? The moment Hutch left, in India there is a Marwadi group students by the name SR. SR naam suna hai kabhi? There are two brothers actually, S. Shashi and Ravi. Ruya. Ruya family, bacha. So the two brothers, Shashi and Ravi Ruya, SR company is the name, the logo of the company. They brought in India Vodafone. Okay? And Vodafone came in my country in the year 2006. Listen, that is interesting. किसी ने कुछ बोला? So it has been brought over by Nayara. What is a Nayara? Be specific. Who is this? Varun? Nayara kya hai beta? Anyway, so we be interested in Vodafone. Vodafone was launched in 2006. Please listen now. We are studying. Tarun is entering in an industry and he's supposed to know the market growth rate. So Vodafone, when it entered the industry in 2006, it realized that the tele density was 8. Tele density, Harshita, means what? For every 100 people in the country, 8 people do make use of mobile phone services. Now, in a country with more than 100 crore people, if the tele density is only 8, so Vodafone said that means for me the market left is 92. Am I right? So Niyati, tell me, does it make sense to enter in this situation or not? Niyati, yes or no? Nod your head and tell me yes or no. Yes, na. Why? Because big market is left out. Khatak. Now, market size was big and market growth rate over here was very, very slow. So there's a big market left. Vodafone realized if I reduce the charges, I will get a bigger share. Now what? Listen. Today, bacha, if I see the tele density in my country is 90. How it comes to 90? Almost 161 is the tele density in urban areas. Okay? And students, something around 50-55 is the tele density in rural areas. If there is so much of tele density, imagine 90, then please tell me, Harshita wants to start cell phone service providing. Should you enter at this point of time, 90? Ramya, bolo beta, at 90 should you enter or you should not enter? You should not enter. Why? What is the market left for you? Only 10. Acha, 10 is left for you. Who are these 10? These are those 10 who can't afford a cell phone service only. They are poor enough. They don't have money to buy food to eat. So, beta, when you are entering in the market, first know what big is the market. How much market is there that I can have? Be very clear. How much share can I get in the market? That is prominent. The 10, it's not prominent, so it makes no sense to enter in the market. Am I right? What to bolo beta? Abhi, one would question me, since we are not, if in the class, one child would have asked me, sir, when Jio entered the market, what was tele density? Tele density that time was 64, 65. So Harshita, how much was the market left? 35. Was it sensible to come at that point of time? And if it was not sensible, what is something extra that Reliance did? But when Reliance Jio came at 65, na, their idea was not to get the 35. Come on. The idea was to get the full 100. Why? Till yet, Suren, they were with 2G. Jio came with what? 4G. Am I right? Bolo beta. Sure. Attack strategy. Super. Bangalore, I'm very happy with that. Good answers. So, if you want to enter into a business, see how big is the market. What is the market size? What is the growth rate? Then beta, everyone is giving 2G. If I enter with 2G, kya, no one will come to me. I came with 4G. LTT, some service they provide, na? Are, haan. And now Suren, Airtel, Vodafone are struggling to get to 4G. Reliance is ready with 5G. Dun, dun, dun. So when you try to catch me, I'll go ahead of you. What will I get? I'll get a competitive advantage. So if you're doing something like this, it makes sense. Otherwise, it's nonsense. You become like a Kingfisher airline student. One day you'll have to run away from the country. So anyway, come to the point. Then market growth rate and position in the business life. Position in the business life, think about it. Suppose one particular person says, I want to start a company for providing what cell phone services. Okay. And there's another person, he says, I want to start a company for providing landline services. Landline, what stage it is in? It's in the debt stage, na? Today, who wants to have a landline phone, man? No one. Previously, people wanted to have because that was in the growth stage. So you should be very. One person say, so I start a black and white TV. So pagal tu hi dekh se. Black and white TV kaun dekhega? No one will see, na. Today, the world is going for electric car and one company say, we'll make petrol cars. We'll make petrol diesel car. Arey pagal bikega nahi, tere ko lena padega. You getting my point? And you know Saudi Arabian country students, what they're doing? Our Modi uncle is also very clever. In between when the oil prices were very less, na, $19, $20, Modi purchased lot of quantity of oil. The stock is full at $19, $20. Gujarati admi, na? He purchased so much quantity that time, sure, $19, $20. Now Saudi Arabian government ko we tell, so reduce the price. To bole kya dhokla? Now reduce price you're saying. What about all the oil that you purchased, $19, $20? Modi is not releasing that oil as such. Prices, taxes. Achha, why you want so much taxes? So who will pay that 38,000 crore rupees for the Covishield and Covaxin? समझ में आ रहा है? Government is giving that free vaccination. Hey Baba, हाँ ना, तो पैसा किधर से आएगा? He wants money ना. He will not bring money from his own pocket. Amit Shah will not remove money from his bank account as such. They'll take money from you only. So बच्चा, be very clear. Market growth rate क्या है? Is it in the early development, rapid growth, takeoff, whatever stage it is? Number of rivals and the market share. How many rivals are there? Buyers and the relative sizes. Buyers and relative sizes, when I say, what do I mean? Some particular industry student, there are few buyers. Very few buyers. But they're very big buyers. In that case, students, take an example. Airline industry. Airline industry, how many buyers are there? Come on, tell me. Achha, how many sellers are there in airline industry? Two companies, na? Boeing and Airbus. Hey Baba, how many companies make aeroplanes? Come on, tell me. Today in the world, there's Boeing and Airbus only, na? And how many buyers are there? In India, there may be only 8 to 10 buyers. Now in Bangalore, there's one particular factory, you know, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. They're making fighter planes, courtesy Rafale. But bacha, that is not commercial planes. There are only two companies. So when you are entering in a business, you should know how many people are there will be giving you the raw material, the supplies, and how many buyers are there. Then what are the types of distribution channels? Wholesale, retail, online. Pace of technological change. Technological change, if you're in a mobile phone industry, mobile phone making, then there are so many innovations that come every day. So you should be having a good research and development program. No? Products are highly differentiated weekly or essentially, whether they're able to realize economies of scale. Industries are located in a particular location or they are separated. Like imagine Niyati says, sir, I want to start a software industry. Excellent. Where she says, I'll start in Bangalore. Oh, perfect. You get good localization of industries over there. You get good resources, good labor, all the resources. And one day she says, I'll start a software industry in Bihar. So Jafir, you will not get labor, you will not get any particular resources. So, bacha, that has to be very clear. Capital requirement, ease of entry and exit, and whether industry profit is above or below par. This is the most important point. Industry's profitability is above or below par. What it implies, students? Imagine Harshita says, I want to enter into a business. And bacha, she says, I want to enter into a business. What business? A business for making alcohol, a business for making liquor, a business for making cigarettes. Now tell me, Arshida, alcohol, liquor, cigarettes, profit is there ki profit is not there? Beta, abnormal profit is there. India में बेवड़े लोग बहुत है ना? Many people drink liquor, cigarettes. Yeah? So if you are entering in a business where there is supernormal profit, that is one side of the story. Harshita says, I want to start in a particular textile business. Oh my God. Textile business, bacha, there are so many of the companies. And all the companies are just able to survive because China is dumping the products at a very cheaper price in the country. They are not able to get even, come and tell me, normal profit. So when you are entering industry, you should be very clear whether other players are with a normal profit, or they are suffering from loss. Airline industry, Air India, loss. Indian Airlines, loss. Deccan Airways, loss. SpiceJet, loss. Jet Airways, loss. Then who the hell told Vijay Mallya to start Kingfisher Airlines? पागल था ना, ज्यादा ले लिया था लगता है ना, कैलेंडर बना के बहुत खुश हो गया था. Nonsense. You can't take decisions like that on the basis of your gut feeling, I said. So, first point, beta, be very clear. All these things you have to write. Many a times they will ask a question separately for 3 marks, 5 marks. What do you mean by dominant economic features of the industry? Every point that can be thought of, I've mentioned over here, students. All these things you should know. So when you are entering an industry, first find out dominant economic features of industry. After that, what nature and strength of competition is an important part. We'll have chapter number 3, in which we have this in detail. Chapter number 5, sorry, where we have this in detail, but just I'll explain to you what Michael Porter tells. Whenever you are entering in a business, you have one intention: profit. Now, what you should do, find out which are the factors which can reduce your profit. Now, what does that mean? Factors which can reduce my profit. See, your competitor. I'm selling something, my competitor is also selling the same product. So he can reduce my profit by selling at a lesser price. My customers. How customers? Imagine pandemic is going on. One coaching class says CA interface 80,000 rupees. And there is a group of 10 students who come. He says, sir, we will join if you give us at 70,000. So the classes may have to reduce the fees to 70,000. So customer can reduce your profit. Your profit can be reduced by a new entrant. New entrant how? Jio entered the market. By a substitute player. Substitute player means someone who comes with a substitute for your product. And then supplier of raw material. What Michael Porter says, these 5 factors, these 5 players, find out how dominant they are. And find out whether you will be in a position to suppress them. control them. And if you will be in a position to suppress them, then enter the business. If they become dominating, then your position becomes weak. So, nature and strength of competition. We can read this. I'll come to the next point. Third point is triggers of change. Very important point, but pay attention. Again, this can be a short note. Many a times it is asked. They ask triggers of change, drivers of change, super driving forces. What does that mean? See, beta, the idea is this. Today, what is good, tomorrow may not be accepted also. Agree with that? Bajaj scooter was very good once upon a time, bacha, but it was good because that time there was no Honda. The moment Honda came, people said we don't want. So when I say triggers of change, what do I mean? First thing I should know that in today's competitive world, change is the only constant. Agree with that? Change is the only constant means nothing remains constant. You have to come with something better than the best every now and then. Your product should have some differentiation with the existing product. And beta, once you have brought something better, then don't rest upon that fact. Okay, you have some better quality. Someone will copy that quality. So by the time they copy that quality, you are developed with something else. If that is the case, then beta, you are in a world, where changes are happening. And you are adapting, adjusting, and then students surviving with those changes. Otherwise, students in this competitive world, it becomes very difficult to survive. I just share with you. I remember in Bangalore, when I used to come in the South End Circle branch, so many students used to attend the lecture. Baapre, oh my God, how many hundred, more than 150, 160 students in one batch. I used to love. Chennai, I would go, I used to handle 800 students at a time. I enjoy 8 hours economics lecture. So difficult, but I used to love. And today, all of a sudden, I'm taking lecture in front of some students who don't respond only. They are just looking at me as if they're seeing whether I know something or not. But I have to adjust now. If I say I was good that time, I have to be good now also. Otherwise, my survival will be endangered. So when I said triggers of change, bacha, you are in a place where changes are happening. You have to adjust, you have to adapt, and from that, you have to take the best of the opportunity. When I say you have to take the best of the opportunity for what? So survive, to sustain. Now, many changes are happening. Some changes will affect your business. When some changes affect your business, student, that will be called as special driving forces. Special driving forces. See, it's mentioned over here, students. All industries, Rohit, your video is not visible, beta. Welcome back. Kindly put your video on, Rohit. Yeah, please. You're busy doing nothing, so better pay attention. All industries are characterized by trends and new developments that gradually produce change, important enough to require a strategic response from participating firms. These changes, either individual and triggers of change. All triggers are not powerful, but those which are powerful are called as drivers to change. Then, bacha, what are the biggest drivers to change? See this, I have mentioned over here. Internet and e-commerce opportunities and threat it breeds from the industry. Simple. Give me an example. Internet and e-commerce opportunities. I will explain. Pandemic, face-to-face lectures got stopped. So JK Shah classes did the best of the opportunity by starting Zoom lectures, recorded lectures. So it gave us an opportunity. No? So beta, you should be prepared. I've started a coaching classes. I have benches, I have blackboard, I have chalk, everything, and now they are all useless. I have to start taking lectures in what? Video lectures. So Zoom. Ola, Uber business developed so well. Come on, why? Because of, come on, internet facility. Dubai, I remember, student, when we had gone, I realized that there are people who are sitting in a car and there is no driver. You just give command to the Google and Google will take you where you want to go. So there are driverless cars. Whew. These are new changes that are coming. And you'll be shocked. Yesterday, I was reading an article which Anand Mahindra said, Tata said, even we can come with driverless cars if you want. Oh, driverless cars, if they come in India, bacha, then where will our drivers go? In India, there is what? Excess of labor, na? Beta, jobs to chahiye. So you have to be very clear where you're bringing that particular technology. Product innovation, marketing innovation. Marketing innovation previously, marketing was done where in posters, newspapers. Today, bacha, internet. You go for shopping at the Mintra or Flipkart, you see one particular t-shirt, one shoes, and then you read a particular article, immediately you'll find that Mintra advertisement comes and it haunts you, buy this, buy this, buy this. So that's a new form of marketing innovation. Then diffusion of technical know-how. Previously we used to have touch phones. Now what, come on, button phone, not touch phones. So there is diffusion of technical know-how across more companies and more countries. Changes in long-term industry growth rate, landline phone, mobile phones, increasing globalization, entry exit of major firms. I said Hutch left, Vodafone came, then Geo came as such, changes in cost and efficiency. These are all the factors, students, which are, come on here, triggers of change, or I would say, come on, they are drivers of change. See, identifying the strongest and weakest company and what is strategic group mapping. Abhi beta, this is for 4-mark question. And I said the full question can be asked for 6 marks, 8 marks. This question has been asked many times, what is strategic group mapping? In the morning batch, I've done one diagram. I'll do it again over here, students. Kindly pay attention. See, I'll give you an example, students, to elaborate that. The example goes something like this. Listen, I was giving this example to my students in the morning. I said there is one particular company in my country by the name Mahindra and Mahindra. You know this company, Rohit? Mahindra naam suna hai? Mahindra and Mahindra. Anand Mahindra today is the boss of this particular company, right? He's today too much in the social news as such, media. Why? Many reasons. We'll talk about it afterwards. Now imagine, Mahindra and Mahindra students is known for making tractors, right? And big vehicles, na? XUV 500, Scorpio, Alturas, and all this kind of vehicles. This company say we want to enter into the business of making cars. So Anand Mahindra did that particular industry and competitive analysis. First, realize what are the dominant features of the industry, factors affecting competition, triggers of change. And then they did a group mapping. How group mapping is done? Kindly pay attention, students. See, group mapping can be done in this manner. And be very clear about it. This is interesting. Anand Mahindra says, x-axis will show types of cars. So uncle said the cars in our country can be a small car. Small car would be students smaller than a hatchback, a Tata Nano, Alto. Huh? Then he say you may be having a hatchback, Wagoner. Then he says you can have a sedan. Sedan will be like Desire, Honda this one, Honda, I don't know, Jazz, or something like that. Then car can be in the form of a Jeep. Then you have some people going for SUVs, sports utility vehicles. Ramya, pay attention. So small car, hatchback car, sedan, Jeep, SUV. Anand Mahindra wants to enter into this business, right? He's into business of tractors and bigger SUVs. He wants to come into this particular. So he's doing group mapping to know where there are gaps, which gap he can come and fill in and get a good share. He doesn't want to make a story like Nano that first you make the car and then sell. So no, first I'll find out where there is a need and then I will sell the product. So bacha, then he says cars in India price may be 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs and 20 lakhs. First part. Then beta, now listen properly. Suppose I say Anand Mahindra starts group mapping. In the group mapping, what it does, he says, let us say, which are the small cars? So one person says Nano. So beta, Nano is a small car with the price is less than 5 lakhs. So suppose I say that comes over here, A. Then there is Alto, B. Then there is Hyundai Eon, C. Then there is Beat, D. They all are small cars in the range of less than 5 lakh of rupees. Please be very careful. There's another car, Celerio, I am being told, A, B, C, D, E. Hatchback is not for 5 lakh, it's more than 5 lakhs. So let us say F, WagonR, Santro, Jazz, then you have that Swift. Okay. Sedan mein students, the price of the car is in the range of 10 lakhs. So suppose I say there is the Desire, you know, HIJ. Say one other car, L, two other cars. Jeep, no company in India would make Jeeps as such. So this car we do not have. SUVs prices are above 10 lakh of rupees. So he says there is a Duster, 12 lakh of rupees. Then there is, let us say, Ford EcoSport N in that range. And maybe there's one more car, let us say. Please listen, Novita, this is just an example that I'm creating. Now the question comes, someone asks him, sir, these all cars which are there, they are all a part of the industry, right? Now, what is the value of the sale of this particular industry? So Anand Mahindra comes to know it is 1 lakh crore. Fine. Now, in that 1 lakh crore, how much percentage each of this segment has? So someone says, sir, this hatchback car is the biggest segment. How come? It occupies 50% of the sale. So on that basis, I make a circle representing 50%. Great. This car is 20. This small car is 20%. Okay. Sedan, 15%. And SUV, 15%. Now, please, it's very clear now. 1 lakh crore is the car business. Second, 50% is hatchback. 20% is small car. SUV, and this is another 15%. Now, Anand Mahindra says, what he says is simple. He says, I want to enter in the business of making cars. So what is the best proposition for me to start? So beta, when his management people were sitting with him, first observation what they made, please listen. He said, sir, hatchback car, total market size is 50%. And in that 50%, you have 4 cars available to the people. So only 4 cars and 50% market it has. So first thing is, sir, we should introduce a hatchback where we are sure we'll get a good market share. Great. Jeep, sir, in India there is no company only which makes a Jeep. And Mahindra used to make Scorpio. That's a bigger. But Jeeps, no one would make. Then SUV, sir, SUV in India are there, but in the range of more than 10 lakh of rupees. On this basis, what decision Anand Mahindra took? He said, I want to start making a hatchback car above 5 lakh of rupees. And I would come with the hatchback car, which they came and gave a name, KUV. KUV, yeah, it's a big car, small big car, I would say. And when they launched this particular product, it had good acceptability. Khatak, one job done. Jeep, it's a novelty. You must have heard, student, they'll come with a particular Jeep by the name Thar. And Thar Jeep, they launched it for a price of about 10 lakh of rupees. And when I had gone to book that particular car, they said, sir, you'll have to book that car 6 months in advance. So don't get the delivery. Understanding? And third, sir, the biggest market now will be SUV. People don't want sedan. Sedan, this ground coverage, now what we say, clearance level is very low. And there are big, those particular bumpers, speed breakers. And then not very comfortable. So here the ground clearance level is very high, SUVs. So he told his people, if it is possible for you to develop a SUV in the range of 10 lakh of rupees, then my product will have good sale. Their people developed a particular SUV by the name bacha, SUV 300. So see, group mapping is for what purpose? Very simple. Where I have a scope to enter. And beta, Thar today is selling like a hot cake. Job done. KUV, good demand. XUV, XUV, the name is XUV. XUV 300 is having good sales. People are very happy with that particular product. So this is done for what purpose? Just to know where I have a scope and I can enter, I can make an impact. This will be called as a group mapping. Please draw this. Instead of writing that full paragraph, this one diagram will be sufficient, students. I will have water till that time. X-axis, what you're supposed to show, types of car. Y-axis, what you're supposed to show, come on, tell me. Price of the car. Which company I was talking about, come on, tell me. Mahindra and Mahindra. Which are the types of car we have mentioned, students, come on, tell me. Small car, hatchback, sedan, Jeep and SUV. Why this group mapping? I said in order to know where I should enter, where there are, come on, tell me, gaps and what I can do to fill in the gaps. Yeah, XUV 300. Okay, so someone says in Bangalore the waiting period is 11 months. My God. So what should be done? Come on, tell me, Rohit. Thar waiting period is 11 months, na? नियति क्या करेगी फिर? You will not buy a Thar. You will not buy a Thar, bacha, but Maruti company, you know what it will do now? It has decided to come with the new car Gypsy, and Gypsy will be a Jeep. Getting my point? So there is one Jeep, and there is so much of demand. So now there will be many companies which will be coming with their product. Maruti is ready to launch Gypsy, and Gypsy will be a delicate one with a price tag of almost 10 lakh of rupees. So a bit reasonable than Mahindra. Looks also will be good. Maybe it will not be as sturdy as Mahindra as such, but then we are supposed to drive. No? We are not supposed to throw it down anywhere as such. Okay, नियति समझ में आ रहा है? हंस पहले जरा. Understanding? You don't laugh or what? कैसे seriously पढ़ती है बेटा? Point is clear, बच्चा. All of you, Rohit, Harshita, Ramya. Fourth point was this: identifying the strongest and the weakest company, that is group mapping. This point is mentioned over here. Then draw circle, assign firm as such. That I've already done. Likely strategic move of rivals. What does it imply? I think in competitive landscape, I was telling you, when I'm doing business, how much I know about myself, I'm supposed to know about my competitor. At the same time, what is about to do next, I should be aware of it. So I remember one student asking me, sir, how will I know? I said, very easy. You know, Maruti company will do what? It will buy shares of Tata Motors. Correct? What Tata Motors will do, it will buy shares of Maruti. And all the decisions that the corporate people will take, they have access to it. They'll read newspapers and come to know what are the decisions they are taking, what talks they are doing as such. One day, I think I told you, Allah, Ratan Tata had a meeting with Elon Musk. Correct? So somewhere you get a feeling, boss, he's supposed to introduce what come on? Electric vehicles. So when you are in a business, you should be very clear what are the strategic move of rivals, so that it can, a company can't expect to outmaneuver, outsmart its rival without monitoring their actions, understanding the strategies and anticipating what moves they're likely to make next. So if I want to do that, I need to know what are the move of the rivals. Then, but a very important point, key factors for competitive success. Listen, when I say key factors for competitive success, this can be asked as a short note. What do you mean by? What do you mean by? क्या लिखा है? Not KFC, but KSF. Key success factors. Key success factors means what? Please pay attention. Maruti company used to come with an ad, where a person comes to buy a car and the first question he asks, कितना देती है? रोहित क्या देती है? मारुति कार क्या देगी? So obviously they are asking what is the fuel efficiency. That means people would buy that car which is fuel efficient. In fact, I am being told, and I am right also, beta, Maruti car and Hyundai car sale is less, maybe because it is less fuel efficient as compared to a Maruti car. So, if a company making car has to be successful, what is that one factor that can make it successful? It's fuel efficiency. Then, service stations, availability of service charges. A particular company starts manufacturing cars in India and sells, and when you want spare parts, if the spare parts are not available, you want to get the car service stations are not available, then what is the need to buy that car? It makes no sense, beta. So please, when I say key success factor, every business to succeed, there are some factors which are key for its success, necessary for its success. Like what? In case of a car, it's fuel efficiency, service station, service charges. When you go and eat in a restaurant, students, the taste of food is important. Am I right? What matters there is how tasty the food is. When you visit a restaurant, student, all young boys and girls would visit, they would not be much interested in the taste. I don't know. But my son goes and says, Papa, the restaurant ambience was very good. So he's more interested in ambience. Food he'll eat at home only. So a restaurant food, the ambience. When you buy a particular pair of shoes, come on, your father would say, I want comfort in the shoes. So for a product to be successful, it should have some particular thing. Na? Shoes should give you comfort. Your specs should give you proper vision. Air conditioner should give proper cooling effect. Food should be tasty. Restaurants should have locational advantage. It should be near to the place where you stay. DMart student, you'll find most of the times it is near the railway station or that place where maximum people live. So you can provide what? Locational convenience. These factors are necessary for the success of a business. I'll give you another example. You know, JK Shah classes, when you want to take admission, you come to the office. What JK Shah classes has done? In the office, they have put a very big banner. And in those banners, there are photographs of maybe 50, 60, 100 students who are the top rank holders. And the moment your mom comes with you, your dad comes with you, they look at those photographs. And suddenly they find your cousin is there, your relative is there, maybe your brother, sister is there, and they feel so proud. See that, Anna, see that. Yeah. And then your mom would say, one day my Niyati, my Harshada, my Ramya should also have their photograph over there. So what JK Shah classes is doing? They are telling now we just don't take admissions, we produce results also. Beta, Colgate is a good toothpaste, still it does advertisements. Right? So JK Shah classes is one of the best coaching class in India. Why India in world? For chartered accountancy. Being in Bombay, bacha, in what is this? Bangalore, we have more than 500 students in CA Inter. So they're doing well, nah? Why not we show it? And showing it, if we can bring 20 more students, why must? So key success factors. See this. Key success factors are those things that most affect industry members' ability to prosper in the marketplace. By the very nature are so important that all firms in the industry must pay close attention. They are the prerequisites for industry success, or to put it another way, key success factors are the rules that shape whether a company will be financially and competitively successful. But see, it says like this. It answers the question, what do customers choose between competing brands of sellers? What product attributes are crucial? You know, you want to buy a pair of shoes, there's Nike, there's Reebok, there's Skechers, and so most of the young boys and girls will buy a Nike, Adidas as such. So why they buy that? Some elderly people will buy Skechers. Why? Find out that. What resources and competitive capabilities does a seller need to have? And what does it take a seller to achieve that for sustainability? See, the examples I was giving to you, KSF are appealing designs for an apparel manufacturing company, color combinations to create buyer interest, low cost manufacturing efficiency, right? Key success vary from industry to industry and from time to time within the same period. The purpose of identifying key success is to make judgments about what things are more important to corporate success and what things are less important. After knowing all this, student, you should then make a decision. What are the prospects and financial attractiveness? Meaning what? Is this business a good place for me to make profit? If yes, I'll enter. If I do not fit in, if I may not be able to fill in the gap, then better I don't enter in that particular business because I will be just entering to exit. So those are the 7 points which are very important. I'll give you 2 minutes. Please go through this. Maybe 3-4 minutes. Just read that properly, please. Any doubts are there? You can ask me now only. DMart is cheaper price. Tarun, understood? Sure. Prakruti, Gangadhar, Navneet, Navaneet, Ramamurthy, Krishnamurthy, Sharan, Nitya, Shashak. Understand na beta? Chalo, we'll start with a new topic. Now, the chapter will become very interesting. See, now what we are supposed to study beta, core competencies. Okay, core competencies में how to develop core competencies. For that, there will be a topic called as VRIN analysis. See this VRIN analysis and where we find core competencies. Then once you understood that, on that basis we'll study what is value chain analysis. मजा आएगा, बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत interesting. I love that topic. Listen, so, I know this, I'll explain first, then notes we can see afterwards. Yeah, beta, what is the question? Who's this? Someone has answered a question. What is that? You can ask me, beta. I'll start. In the meanwhile, you can ask the question, okay? Please. क्या question क्या है? So will you answer my question, sir? Why do they take this much of time? They can't pre-produce. See, many a times companies want to create an artificial scarcity. Why? So that they can increase the price and maintain demand for the product also. If things are made available as and when as much quantity is required, so maybe that particular thing loses its relevance also. And in this case, it may be a genuine case that the production is good, but the demand is more. That is why this problem is happening in case of Thar. Good product, good vehicle, but shouldn't they had some technical problems in that? My friend purchased it, they took that particular Jeep from him, made some changes in it, and then they gave it to him. Chalo. We'll study this interesting topic, beta. It's called as core competencies. Very important, very interesting, and something students, if they don't ask a question on core competencies, still you'll have to make a mention of this term now again and again. So for that, understand this topic properly. See, beta, core here means unique. Something that is unique to you have, the others don't have. And competencies would mean what? Strength. So some unique strength you have, the other is not having. And because you have some unique strength, it gives you some kind of competitive advantage. Competitive advantage, when I say, I mean what? I am having an advantage which my competitor cannot have. So unique strength, core competencies. That's the meaning of the term. How to understand core competencies, please understand properly. See, one fine day, a person by the name Kishore Biyani. Kishore Biyani, you know, he's the one who started Big Bazaar. Big Bazaar was started by Kishore Biyani. And Big Bazaar gave a new shopping experience. What good shopping experience? Air-conditioned environment. Food grains you want to buy, you can buy from Big Bazaar. Toothbrush, toothpaste, biscuits, fruits, vegetables, so many things. Shopping convenience was there. They will give you a trolley, you put in the things that you want to buy. There was no salesmanship over there. All the things are kept on the shelf. You buy the things you want to buy. And bacha, billing was also computerized. So good environment to shop. When Big Bazaar entered the market, so somewhere there was a feeling among some of the businessmen, now, those small shopkeepers who are there now, they will be affected, their business will suffer, and eventually they'll be removed from the market. And then, bacha, in my country, that fear psychosis is there. Most of the people started having that feeling, oh my God, Big Bazaar, very cheap, they give the goods. Then they give goods in a very good environment. No one will come to us. So there was a feeling that corner shop, that retailer, that shopkeeper who's there in the building, Mumbai, so we have that building. So ground floor in a building, we have those kind of shopkeepers. So he had a feeling, boss, we will be removed from the distribution network. Okay. Big Bazaar came. It was a very successful supermarket that they created. Followed by a much more successful market, DMart. Right? DMart came, still better shopping experience. Then came Reliance Fresh. You know, bacha, Aditya Birla had started more. Near my house, there is one very big supermarket by the name Heiko. Hiranandani builders have this particular Heiko. Then, bacha, there is this Shubhiksha. Now it is closed. Some problems were there. So now, beta, so many of such supermarkets are there. Vishal Mega Mart was there. India Mart was there. You know, so many of them. Now, despite having so many of those big superstores, shopkeeper is still there. Shopkeeper is still doing the business. Still he is making profit. Still he is surviving. Question is why? Simple. Shopkeeper is surviving because shopkeeper also has some kind of core competencies, some kind of unique strength, which these big stores cannot provide. And they are also surviving, the big bazaars as such, because they have some unique strength which the shopkeeper cannot give it to them. Now a question comes up, what core competency does a shopkeeper has? So but a shopkeeper has a lot of core competency. First thing is what? He will give to the people what come on credit facility. Big Bazaar will not give. Tarun, am I right? Second, he will give you personalized services. Meaning what? He knows you. You've been buying goods from him for so many months, years. He knows your taste, your preferences, your budget. He'll show you the things like this. He will give you home delivery of goods. He will maintain contact with you and give you information of the new products that are introduced in the market. And the best part, students, is what? To go to that shop, you need not get ready. It is in that building where you stay. They have flexible working hours. They'll open at 7 o'clock in the morning. They are there till 11 o'clock in the night. Arey, cut. Anytime you can go and buy. All those are core competency of a shopkeeper. And he survives, sustains, he'll grow. What is the core competence of Big Bazaar, D-Mart, bacha? They give goods at a cheaper price is the advantage. Their core competence is what? They buy goods in bulk. Because they buy in bulk, it is possible for them to sell at a lesser price. They provide many things under one roof. That's the another core competence. So, beta, till the time you have core competence, you will survive. But these people say core competence, it's better to make it core competencies. What do you mean by core competencies? Core competencies would mean what, students? You don't just have to play with one positive factor. A child doing CA inter, please listen and don't get me wrong. He says, I love accounts. So what should I do? He says, I love the teacher who teaches. I love the way he presents it in the board. I'll get 100 out of 100 marks in accounts. I'll study very hard. But my dear, will you be giving only one paper in inter? You have to give 8 papers. Huh? So you are supposed to be good. Come on, tell me, in one paper or in 8 papers? In 8. You are very good in accounts. So what big deal? Now, if I want, I can say, accounts where you study ledger, trial balance, balance sheet, that my computer can do the work faster, better than what you're doing. You're already replaced in that particular category. So, I'm right now. But first 2 years, so you studied journal entries, debit, what comes in, credit, what goes out. Accounts teachers many a times used to be such horrors. Huh? Now you should know what all those three things, personal, real, nominal account they used to teach. Today, everything of that is student computerized. So your knowledge, kya? You say, no, I'm not good in writing economics. Bloody, you'll have to write economics here. You'll have to write SM. So if you have to pass, you have to get good marks. You should be good in 1, you should be good in 8. 8 competencies. There was a time in my cricket team, there was the god Sachin Tendulkar. And still India has lost so many test matches. Why? Hooray! Cricket is a team game where we play with 11 players and we had one good player. We would lose. Then came a time that Saurav Ganguly became the captain. Virendra Sehwag came. Rahul Dravid came. The stylish VVS Lakshman came. And students, we had a host of bowlers. Mahendra Singh Dhoni came. And what happened? We started winning cricket matches. Why? Beta, be very clear. One positive point you have, your competitor can have that positive point. You should have a host of positive points. Core competency. A company, na, be very clear, is supposed to be good not only in marketing. Kya? You have to be good in what? Manufacturing, purchase, sales, production, accounting, after sales service. There should be no room for complacency. Problem in my country is what, student, we get overconfident. I got 100 out of 100 in 12th standard exams. Hey, my God, there are 100 students who got 100 out of 100. So that's not a big deal. I got good rank in CA foundation course. Who is bothered now? You study about inter. You're supposed to look forward, na? So, beta, core competencies would mean what? You become. You are a diamond. You become a Kohinoor diamond. Best in all respect. Then you will be treasured. Otherwise, beta, you become just like a tatta idli. Anyone can make, everyone will make, and anyone will sell. It will have no relevance only. Don't get me wrong, students. What I'm saying is perfectly right. Core competency. I have something unique which my competitor does not give to. Cut. There is one coaching classes in Bombay where the teacher comes well dressed. I was told the teacher comes wearing a two-piece suit. Oh, and the students are very impressed. I remember when I went in the class to take lecture, I used to wear a t-shirt, jeans, sports shoe. Why? I'm hefty and I have to stand for 8 hours taking the lecture. I get tired here. I want comfort. When I went to Chennai, the teachers over there used to come taking lectures in lungi. Oh, so kya? Lungi mein they don't take good lectures, they take best lectures, yeah. When the child comes to study, he wants a teacher who should dress up properly or the teacher should teach properly, man. You tell me. It goes without saying now, why you come here? So that the teacher would teach. So this class would have teachers who would come wearing two-piece suits, well dressed, shoes well polished, and teach. Being in the comfort zone, students would say, very nice environment, very good teacher, but we understood nothing. Pagal, tapli marega ek. Why you come here? You come here to study, and that's it. There's one particular teacher who came for teaching economics and SM. She would come and read from the book. What? Read from the book? That Niyati can read better than you. SM, I'm supposed to read a what? I'm supposed to give explanation, examples to make the things clear. Why do I give an example, student, of Sachin Tendulkar? Why do I example of DMAT? Because things should be clear. Core competence means something that you have, others don't have. Cut it. And if you have something that others don't have, you can rule the roost as such. As simple as that. Agreed. Bolo beta, Niyati, samajh mein aa raha hai? The question comes, how can you develop core competency? Listen, You can develop core competency students by giving things to the customers which are valuable, those which are rare, those which cannot be imitated, and those which are non-substitutable. Very important. Once here they'd ask the question, what is WRIN analysis? बहुत easy है बेटा. When you have core competency now, how you can build core competency? You give things to the consumer which are valuable. Valuable means what? Take this case. Before 5th September 2016, I used to have Airtel in my office. 8 to 9 phones we had students, and the bill used to be approximately 6,000 or 5,000, something like that. So we had to pay. We thought that is decent. And then beta Jio came, calls free, and those all particular 8 to 9 phones we ported came to Jio. Good service. For internet they used to charge us, and this student they charged us 2,000 rupees. Tarun, what I should do? I should remain with Airtel because I love Airtel. Pagal hai kya? Marwadi hai Airtel to, right? So either forget Airtel nahi chahiye. I'll go to Jio because Jio gives me something which I value. What I value, I want to reduce my cost. Cut back. Rare. One company which gives you a product should be such which is rare. No one else gives you. No one else can imitate that product. So a person who buys a bullet motorcycle, tuck, 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 he has that silencer. Tuck, 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 tuck. You could make out, a bullet mein ja raha. Imagine students, that product is rare. How many companies in India can make a motorcycle like bullet? There is a company, Harley Davidson. Oh, that bike, when it moves on the road, that person feels so good. I'm driving a Harley Davidson. That's a rare thing which is non-imitable. One would say, sir, Harley Davidson bikes are very expensive, 10 lakh rupees. Harley Davidson would say, chal, 10 lakh rupees, can you make a bike as good as this? And the answer is no. So Harley Davidson is living with that core competency, bullet motorcycle. And non-substitutable. Non-substitutable means Tata companies say, in my company, who's working? Best people for the right job, a right person for the right job. Human asset, which Tatas have, that is the biggest common asset they have, which is non-substitutable. So if you have the best of the people, giving to the customers things which are valuable, giving to the customers things which are rare. Apple says, my mobile phones have that iOS. We charge 1,25,000. Open challenge. Can you have an operating system as good as Apple? No one can have. So they'll charge now. It is non-imitable also. Cut back. You have developed core competency. See this part better. Kindly pay attention, बच्चे लोग. Who introduced this concept? There is one person by the name C.K. Prahalad and Gary Hamel. What they say, core competencies are capabilities that serve as a source of competitive advantage for a firm over its rivals. So some kind of competitive advantage that you have over your rival. An organization's combination of technological, managerial know-how, wisdom, experience are a complex set of capabilities and resources that can lead to a competitive advantage compared to a competitor. Understood now? So you have men, material, machines, method, market, which you're using it properly, and you become better than the best. Competency is defined as a set of skills and techniques rather than an individual skill and separate technique. So, beta, I said, one Sachin Tendulkar will not enable us win cricket matches. We need 11 good players. That time, student, when we used to play matches against Australia, Australian team, there was no batsman as good as Sachin Tendulkar, but they had 11 good players. They would defeat us invariably. Today in our team, there is no Sachin Tendulkar, but there are 11 good players. And we would go there and defeat them. So, set of skills and techniques. Important, no? Now, bacha, see what it says. Core competency cannot be built on one capability or single technological know. One good quality, no. I said competencies. Good in accounts, so what? Good in FM, so what? You'll have to write SM paper also now. You'll have to attend the lectures now. You'll have to understand this better. And when I give these examples, you know why examples? Because nowadays papers are case study based. And these all examples will help you tomorrow. And if you want good percentage of marks, students, these are 50 marks SM paper. 40 hours I'll finish the portion. Imagine the input is less, output is more. You study for 200 hours for accounts and another subjects, 100 marks paper. So in 40 hours I'm finishing the portion. So you have to develop that, you have to understand. A core competency fulfills three criteria. It should be difficult to imitate, no one should be able to copy it. It should make a significant contribution to the perceived customer benefit of them. That means it should give value for money. It should provide potential access to a wide variety of markets. Now, where are core competencies identified? You know, core competency can be built on the basis of WRIN analysis. Where do you find core competency? Where you say this is good, this is better. So on the basis of competitor differentiation, on the basis of customer value, application of competencies. Listen, it's easy. I know this better. I'll explain to you. And please remember these examples only. Core competencies are found in application of competencies. Start with the third point. Take this example. Application of competencies, when I say in the morning batch, I'd given the example. There is a company by the name Titan. Titan, Prakriti heard this company. Abhi suno. Titan company, I'll give you a small example. When a Titan company came with a public issue of shares saying we'll manufacture wrist watches. So my college teachers, that time I was studying in college, my college teachers would say, bad decision taken by Tatas. In India, bacha, everyone feels they are very smart. So our teachers, my friends used to say, Titan, not good decision. Well, why? Well, people buy one wristwatch, man. They don't buy wristwatches every now and then. So one of our professor would say, see, I bought one wristwatch 20 years ago. I'm using that only. He said, my father had purchased a wristwatch and he's wearing it for the last 50 years. And Titan introduced a particular company for wristwatch. He said, once people have wristwatch, they'll not buy again. But Titan changed their attitude only. Today, imagine people, they may not have time. But every person may have at least 4 to 5 wristwatches. Some of the girls I know with the red color dress, they'll wear a particular red color strap. With the blue color strap as such, they may have a different watch that will go with that dress of theirs. Paisa both hai na, lots of money nowadays people have. Gujarati Marwadi लोगों बहुत पैसा है. तो वेस्ट किधर करेंगे? दाल बाटी चूरमा खाएंगे, आम खाएंगे और घड़ियां पहनेंगे ना, जूते पहनेंगे. तो बच्चा Titan changed the story. Today there are people, they may be having, why I also have more than 8 to 10 wristwatches here. I love. I may not have time. My son makes fun of me. He says, Papa, you want to see the time? You can see the time on the mobile phone. Mula tu chup bet, right? I'll buy. Now, imagine. Titan did excellent, students, in this particular business. 10 rupees share, I remember for quite some time, the price was 8 rupees or 9 rupees. When all those conservative people said, nahi chalega, they did not buy. but they changed the story. Today, Titan share price is 1500. Tarun, how much? 1500. You know, Niyati, what Titan did? They made their name in wristwatches. Now they say we are coming with, come on, lenses, spectacles. And bacha, this particular business, they've started doing good. They're making good amount of money. Then one day they say, Titan, we will launch our own jewelry. Come on, by the name Tanishq. Tanishq, you must have heard. So it is their company only, but all the Marwadis, they have a lot of money. You जाऊं छू क्या जाए Tanishq ma to get some jewelry as such. Making charges are very high and they are doing excellent business. Then Titan said, what array? I can make good quality of bags, leather belts, purses. So now they're in that business. I'm being told they're contemplating of coming in dress and saris also. So one particular competency of developed. Now you say we are good in this, we will be good in that also. So many businesses they start developing. Example number 2, there is a company, students, we all know Honda. Honda used to make motorcycle. Then bacha, they developed good competence in motorcycle. They said we'll make scooter. Then they say we know how the mechanics of it. They started making machines. Now, bacha, big particular companies which are there, they are doing some construction work, so they need road cutters, and road cutters is provided by Honda. Katak. So you made one particular product, you excelled in that. Now, make hay when the sun shines. So many business. Google search engine. You want to go from Malleshwaram to, let us say, a particular place, you don't know the route, Google will show you the route. Your mom buys a medicine and she wants to know for what it is, Google will tell you that. You want to know something about some problem you are facing, you ask the Google, Google will give you home remedies for cold, cough, for stomach ache, everything. It's become a very prominent search engine. Today, beta, Google helps Honda to make what? Self-driving cars. Woo! So imagine, student, people are buying those cars. Why? Google. We trust Google. So you are able to develop your core competency, and the scene where when you have application of competencies. Customer value. When will customer value your core competency, students? Be very clear. When you are giving things to him which he feels is valuable. In the morning batch, I gave an example. This particular market is there, Walmart. They have, student, more than 11,500 stores. 11,500 stores, imagine. And their tagline is what? Always cheaper. So they give you a guarantee, sir, you buy something from our store, in that full area you will not get it cheaper than this. And if you get it, take the money from us and take the product also. Ho gaya na? That means you want cheaper things, where will you go? Walmart. Katak. So there you realize the core competency of this particular Walmart store. People had in their mind small traders, then came Big Bazaar. Walmart will be 10 times bigger than Big Bazaar. In China, I had gone to a Walmart store, which you'll be shocked. When I went over there, so one of my friends said, let's see the non-veg section. So there people wanted to buy fish, and we realized what? They made an artificial lake. From there people will buy fish, which they want to eat. That kind of arrangement, my God, what paisa and cheaper. And then beta, see what it says. competitor differentiation. Competitor differentiation means what? In India, there are so many banks. State Bank of India says, sir, my bank has 50% of the ATMs which are there in the country. So anytime, anywhere service of banking, if you need, attack. State Bank of India will give you that services. Other banks cannot give. This bank is giving. Competitor differentiation. Jio will give you free calls. Other companies are not giving you free calls. Competitor differentiation. So see, competitor different, the company can consider having a core competence if the competence is unique and is difficult for the competitors to imitate. Okay? ATM, to maintain an ATM, it costs here. Here it provides and it doesn't charge us for that. This can provide a company an edge over competitors. It allows the company to provide better products or service to market with no fear that competitors can copy it. And then this points to customer value. What did I say, students? When purchasing a product or service, it must deliver a fundamental benefit to the end customer in order to be core competence. Walmart, I said, always cheaper. Application of competencies. Core competence must be applicable to the whole organization. It cannot be only to one particular skill or specified area of expertise. Take this example. JK Shah classes, inter, there are 8 to 9 subjects you're supposed to give the exams, right now? 9 to 10 in fact. And tell me, if JK sir says, I have the best accounts teacher with me, is it sufficient? You need one good teacher. You need 10 best teachers. Goes without saying, but not competence. We want competencies. One good Sachin Tendulkar, nahi. We want 11 best players. So that is what we are trying to say, students. It cannot be one particular skill or specified areas of expertise. Therefore, although some special capability would be essential or crucial, it will not be considered core. It is not fundamental from the whole organization's point of view. It's a unique set of skills and expertise which will be used throughout the organ to open up potential market. Now, beta, see this part. How to build core competencies. I said VRIN analysis. VRIN analysis, beta, valuable, rare, costly to imitate, non-substitutable. What example I'd given, if you remember, students, I'd said like this, valuable, Geo, rare, Bullet motorcycle, non-imitable, Harley Davidson, and non-substitutable, Tata's, best human resource. So that example I think I've given here also. Valuable capabilities are the ones that allow the firm to exploit opportunities or avoid the threats in its external environment. A firm created value for customers by using capabilities to exploit opportunities. So you can write the example with Geo 4G call free. And this is what the customer feel it is valuable. So in this case, you can also write that one coaching classes. The teachers come wearing a suit, two-piece suit. Is that valuable or the teaching is important? Come on, tell me. The teaching. So you can write that also now. Rare. What it says over there, should just see. Core competencies are very rare capabilities and very few of the competitors possess. Capabilities possessed by many rivals are unlikely to become source of competition. Simple. If I make good product, others also making, but my product has something which others don't have, then only it becomes rare. Costly to imitate means such capability that competing firms are unable to develop easily. I said Bullet, Harley Davidson. Non-substitutable capabilities that do not have strategic equivalents are called non-substitutable capabilities. This final criterion for a capability to be a source of competitive advantage, that there must be no strategically equivalent valuable resource that are themselves either not rare or imitated. Like the example of Tata's, and they have the best human resource. In fact, that is the best human asset that they have. See what it says, core competencies are a source of competitive advantage, very important, only when they allow the firm to create value by exploiting opportunities in its external environment. Failing to identify core competence is the kind of opportunity loss, very important beta. One latest example I can give to you in this is one company which is in that particular business of pharmaceutical. In the pandemic, if they are not doing anything for the corona, I was just reading one particular company says, like we have been given the jab of Covishield, so one particular jab we've already taken, one after 6 to 8 weeks. We have to stand in the queue, all that nonsense, sir. One company says, sir, if you take our jab, only once is sufficient. So they are doing better than the first one. Right? Johnson and Johnson company says we'll be making a particular vaccine where you have to get it pricked only once. One particular company say we are developing medicines to eat. So you come to know of a opportunity that is calling. And if you don't make the best of it, you are just comfortable in your position. Right? Girega. So failing to identify core competence is a kind of opportunity loss for a company. The failure is due to inability of the management to conceive of a company as another mere collection of discrete businesses. Please go through this all core competence. Jara padh lo usko dhyan se. Any doubts are there? Please ask me. Core competence. Very important from examination point of view, beta. Any doubt is there? Please ask me. Example for rare, beta, I said Harley Davidson bike, Apple iOS, right? Apple iOS, Apple operating system. These are rare things, huh? It's there in the market, student, for so many years, but still no one has been able to get a replica of it as such. And if these particular things are rare, it means what? It's difficult to imitate. Non-substitutable. I have the particular restaurant and the chef in that particular restaurant makes very good food. Non-substitutable. Okay. Please go through it fast, students. Prakriti, read that. Gangadhar, you understanding? Krishnamurti, sure. हर्ष जोशी किधर गया आज? हाँ, इधर बैठा है. ओके ओके. शरण, गुड. शशाक, शशाक, आ रहा समझ में बेटा? हाँ, वेरी गुड. अक्षता, राजेश, शिवानी, शिवानी ना के आएगी नहीं? हाँ, चलो. अक्षत सलेचा किधर गया? ये सिंधी आदमी किधर भाग गया बीच में? डोंट पुट योर वीडियो ऑफ प्लीज. Okay, even you are a Sindhi. Who's this? Varun. Bombay mein I have many friends who are Sindhi and I used to take lecture in a Sindhi college only. So Papad, anyway, chalo. Good, good, good. I'm a Punjabi, but I'm not a Sindhi. Okay, any doubts in the core competencies, beta? Sure. Acha, before this we studied what? Very important this question, very, very important. What was the question? What are the methods of industry and competitive analysis? Abhi, suno, till yet we are studying only about industry and competitive analysis. Tomorrow we'll be studying about ourselves. I said when you're entering in the industry now, you have to study about the industry and competition. Then your own strength and weaknesses. That is what the chapter is based. बेटा इसके अंदर dominant economic features of industry, everything was clear here. See, I think I've given student more than 10 to 12 points. If it's a 2-mark question, then maybe all these points you need not write. But most prominent 6-7 points you have to mention as such, like size and nature of market. When you write size and nature of market, you have to give that example. Example, what example I had given? Come on, cell phone service provider or companies which make car, where the market is big. So I should preferably enter in that market, which is a bigger market. Achha, given a chance, if I want to sell goods, I would prefer to sell the goods in Australia or in India. Niti, kidhar? India. Why India? So many people. Achha, why India? Because India, beta, you must have studied economics, na? India mein the marginal propensity to consume is very high. What is the meaning of this marginal propensity to consume? People do not have sufficient money. Now they've started getting money. And whatever money they have, they want, come on, to what? They want to spend that money. So, beta, if they want to spend that money, best place is India. In Australia, people have everything that they want. They have a TV, fridge, washing machine. But if you go to Australia, you'll find, you know what? Their electricity is free. Most of the things, student, they make use of electricity. When we go to a place, your scooter is there, your motorcycle, the car is there, they first charge the battery because cars are battery operated. So why? Electricity is in abundance. Yeah, electrical equipment, you're not supposed to put it off. Why? Because the grid which transfers, that passes the electricity, it may burst. So, itna jada hai. Everything that they want, they have. So, what happened in Australia? Marginal propensity to save is very high. Meaning, Gangadhar, what does it mean? They earn and they save. What we Indians do? We earn to, we earn to spend. So preferably if I want to enter into a market, I'll prefer that. Every particular big company in the world, imagine Samsung, LG, Apple, Jockey, ask any particular Nike, Reebok, OnePlus, which country they want to come and sell the goods? India. Why? Big market. How many people? 136 crore people. When? This was 2 days back. In one day, bacha, in my country, so many new products have come. You getting a point? So many new children are born. So what will happen? Next year will become 138 crore. Next year will become 140 crore. Oh! Big market na? Tarun, give me an example. Chalo, tell me, all of you, boys and girls, give me the answer for this question. Ritik, sun raha hai kya? I'll give a question, student, give me the answer. Say, all of you listen. Vinay, क्या खाया? इडली खा रहे क्या? हाँ सुनो बेटा, listen. India has 2.4% of the world's land area. Dikshit, how much land area India has? Dikshit, 2.4%. Listen, Dikshit, you'll have to give the answer. Let us say this is India, 2.4% land area. Dikshit, you're listening? Arey Anna, kidhar hai Dikshit H? Pay attention. When we became independent, our country's population was 36 crore. Nitya, how much? 36 crore. So Ritik, see, this much land people used to, come on, practice agriculture, this much land, and this much place people used to stay. Vinay, today what is the case? Tell me. Today are we 36 crore? Today we have become what? 136 crore. Dikshit, how many crore? 136 crore. When we have become 136 crore, is this place sufficient for agriculture? Tell me. No. So what will happen? What will happen is this. Understand? Since we have become 136 crore, beta, this much land, kya ho raha hai? This much land is brought under agriculture and this much places therefore people to stay. Akshata, okay? This much places to stay. My country's population 136 will become 140, 140 will become 150, 180, 200. When we become 200 crores, we will become one day. So will this place be sufficient? Tell me, this place will not be sufficient. So what will happen? Come on, tell me, beta. More and more place will have to be brought under agriculture, and maybe full India, people will be doing what? Come on, agriculture. So where will the people stay then when we become 200 crore? Dikshit kidra is raising his hands. Come on, fast, Dikshit. Give me the answer to the question, bacha. I said we were 36 crore, and this much land, students, was there that we would use for what? This much land we used to use for agriculture, this for staying. We become 136 crore. So what has happened? Come on. Today we are making use of this much of land. And only this much is available for people to stay. So when we become 200 crore, this land will also be brought under agriculture. So if tomorrow small Dikshit comes, where will small Dikshit stay? Sharan, where will small Sharan say? Full India to agriculture they'll be doing now because there are so many people. Where the next generation will get the food to eat from? Tell me. So someone says we'll be staying on other planet as if Varun ke liye they are waiting, he will come और एक सिंधी आके उधर भी सब खराब करेगा. नहीं. No one will take you, man, over there in the other planet. You will not go to Pakistan. They will not take you there also. Where the next generation will live? Tell me. And don't get me wrong, when I wrote my thesis, I told the Ghulam Nabi Azad, sir, please in India start rural electrification. He said, how that will solve the problem of population? I said, if people have electricity in rural areas, they will be busy watching what? Television, serials, listening music. Today for them the entertainment is what? Only sex indulgence. And that is why from 136 we have become 136 crore. And I'm not wrong. I'm right, student. Don't get me wrong. You know, we Indians are the most hypocrite people. We feel ashamed when we talk like that, and we are not ashamed to make from 36 crore 136 crore. Besharam log hai. We'll be very soon making 200 crores. Where will the next generation Dikshit say? Chota Sharan kidhar rahega? Eh? When I wrote a book, student, I said Indians should follow a policy of being dinks. Dinks is what? Double income, no kids. हम दो, हमारे दो, काई को कोई भी मत दो. हम दो बीच में किसी को ना आने दो. No kids. बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत तो डबल इनकम सिंगल किड. क्या करने का है? Next generation, small Dikshit will say, Papa, क्या किया? Where will I stay? Where will I get the money? Survive. Tell me. Such a big market, but it makes no sense. Don't get me wrong, students. Your parents would say we used to stay in big, big houses. Today in Bombay, houses have become like matchboxes. Where it starts, it ends there only. Think of this. India is a big market, students, but I'm sorry to say, buying capacity is very less. India is a big market, but bacha, those things which you cannot sell in other countries, cheaper quality things that they sell in India. Anyway, someone wants to say something. Multiple production. Okay. They can eat concrete. Oh my God. No, don't say that. They'll bomb Pakistan. अरे क्या कर रहे हैं कचरे को लेके? Hey, Harshita, kahan chali gayi thi? Dikshit, tell me, where will small Dikshit stay? He's just laughing. Beta, your son will not laugh. He'll say, Papa, kya kiya? Anyway, I'll stop the lecture. 5 minutes break. Any doubts you can ask me, students. Okay? Yes, please. Come on, boys and girls. Anyone is having doubt, please ask me. Tarun, everything is clear, beta. Harshita, madam, Niyati Bansali, बरोबर छे. Vinay, any doubts? Understanding? Dikshit, no response from you, man. Not smiling also. I now, Dikshit has raised hand. Yeah, tell but unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Sir, I'm audible.
Yeah, beta. Tell me.
Sir, please once again explain the triggers of change.
Triggers of change. See,
Yes, sir.
beta, you are in a particular business. Let us say you have a particular restaurant selling South Indian delicacies. Okay? Idli, dosa, all that stuff. And suddenly in your particular area where you're having a restaurant, what happens? There is a fast food center comes like McDonald's. Is it possible that it can come over there? It is possible. So what will happen? There are some people, they would say, we eat idli at home also, and there in your restaurant also we get that. Why don't we try a burger?
Something changes.
Changes. So changes are bound to take place, beta. You made 1 plus 2. Now 1 plus 3 has come with some additional feature. Now mobile phone comes with 4 cameras. So you really wonder whether they are selling cameras or mobile phone. So today I said, nah, change is the new constant. There used to be a time that people used to buy what, let us say, Swift or Desire. Now there are that compact SUVs which have come. That people have started buying. So change is there. What change is going to affect your business will be called as triggers of change. Like take an example, Vinay over here is sitting there. He says, sir, I give an example to you all. Or in the morning batch, I give the example. Okay, one person has a particular store for selling ready-made garments. My neighbor has a store which sells ready-made garments as such. We would buy from him. Uncle was very good. He used to give us discount. And his sons were my good friends. Now what we realize is son also wants to buy something now. He buys from Myntra. So what is happening? His business is getting affected now. Why? Because online sale has started. So there are changes that are happening and you have to keep yourself abreast of all the changes. Otherwise, beta, if you don't change with the change, then the change will throw you away from the business. Okay? Is that clear?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay. Anyone else, beta? Vinay, please.
Yes, sir. One more is there.
Yeah, tell him, beta, tell him.
And I want one small clarification in the strategic moves in rivals. Sorry, rivals.
Strategic move of rivals, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is strategic move of rivals? Imagine I am in a particular business of restaurant. So what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to make good food and give it to the customers.
Yes.
But then when customers come and sit and eat something, I come to know in the talks that they're talking of some other restaurant. What other restaurant? They say the quality is good, the chutney is good, the sambar is better, the quantity is good. So what are the move that they are doing? I'm supposed to be aware of it. Otherwise what? Maybe I'll lose these customers also. I'm in the automobile industry making cars. If I'm a Maruti company, I should know what Tatas are doing. Tata should know what Maruti is doing. Right now? Because we are all actually one particular family and we wouldn't want that someone should go ahead of us. Okay? Yeah, Vijay, Vinay, Vida, unmute yourself.
I'm audible, sir.
Yeah. Tell me, Vida. Tell me.
Sir, why isn't Walmart entering into Indian markets?
That you'll have to ask Narendra Modi.
Oh.
Narendra Modi, I can tell you like this. Reliance is having Reliance Fresh.
Yeah.
Adani is supposed to have their own Adani stores.
Yeah.
And then they'll have to compete with Adani and Ambani. Now still, should I say something more?
No, sir, it's all got it.
You understood now?
Yeah, sir.
So my country students, it is not the politicians ruling the country. Politicians are actually, you understood?
Yes, I got it, sir.
Like
Inside
that.
the things.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Yeah, beta. Niyati, any doubts? I hope you're understanding, beta. You all are enjoying the lectures, understanding everything now. Sure. Tarun, Dikshit, Harshita. Sure. Chalo. Good night. Tomorrow we'll meet beta again. Okay? Bye. Take care.